Greek powerhouse Olympiakos, the league leader in Greece, looking to carry that success over to the UEFA Cup as they hope to advance to the next stage. Hosting Benfica, who remain in the title race in Portugal's Superliga, but now wanting to be one of the favorites to win the UEFA Cup. Group B from UEFA Cup action, Olympiakos, Benfica, next on Goal TV, America's first soccer channel. From the outskirts of Athens, Piraeus, the big port, the largest port city in all of Europe, the third largest in the world. But what ship will be leaving port today, Olympiakos or Benfica, en route to the next round? Obviously a big game here today on Thanksgiving, and plenty to be thankful for if you're a soccer fan. As you saw, Orlando Salazar, Ricardo Mayorga on our Spanish language side. Phil Shane sitting alongside Ray Hudson as we get set to bring you this one. Two storied sides, two of the greatest that Europe has to offer.
Certainly, and Olympiakos come into this absolute cauldron here in front of their fanatical fans, looking for nothing less than blood. They will be taking on a strong Benfica team, but Olympiakos have got the style and the pizzazz and the appetite to take this game.
We'll have the opening kickoff and lineups next.
Want to get strong? Want to get lean? Want to get ripped? Well, now you can with Iron Gym, the multifunction training system that raises the bar on upper body exercise. Iron Gym turns any door into your own personal gym in just seconds. Its unique design wraps around your door frame and uses leverage, so there's no screws and no damage to your door. Start off with shoulder shredding, bicep burning chin-ups and pull-ups to develop and strengthen your shoulders, arms, back, and lats. And with 3 different grip positions: narrow grip, wide grip, and neutral. You can switch up your routine and keep challenging your muscles. But we're not finished there. Take it to the floor for deep push-ups for a greater range of motion and no strain on your wrists. And it's a sturdy base for tricep dips. Then finish your workout at the base of your door with gut-busting crunches for rock-hard abs and obliques. Iron Gym is the way to get in serious shape fast. In just minutes a day, you'll build lean muscle and get ripped. With Iron Gym, you can do pull-ups, chin-ups, push-ups, dips, and crunches. Every exercise you need to build a powerful upper body, and you'll see real results in just 30 days, guaranteed. Order Iron Gym today for just 2 payments of $29.99. As a bonus, you'll also get these hanging ab straps for a more explosive abdominal workout. But call right now and we'll cut the price in half. That's right, you'll get Iron Gym with the hanging ab straps for just 1 payment of $29.99. Take the Iron Gym Challenge, use it for 30 days, and if you don't see real results, return it for a full refund. But you've got to call now.
Call 1-800-592-1579 to order the Iron Gym for only $29.99 and get ripped with the Iron Gym Challenge. That's 1-800-592-1579. Call now.
Goal TV wants to celebrate the end of the year with you. December is full of gifts and joy for all you soccer fans. The Derby of La Liga will be played at the Camp Nou, and it will be exclusively on Goal TV. Colombia will crown a new champion. We'll have both legs of the final live. The UEFA Cup and Coppa Italia will also decorate your holidays with more soccer action. Don't miss 2 special shows: the 100 best goals of 2008 and the year-end review of Goal TV News. Celebrate the month of December with Goal TV, America's first soccer channel.
You are watching Go Premium UEFA Cup.
Taking a look at the two sides heading out onto the pitch with the Karaiskaki Stadium in Piraeus. 33,000 can fit in. And as you can see, they are decked out, ready to cheer on Olympiakos. Benfica coming in. Kind of funny, we have to go to UEFA Cup. We have to go just on the outskirts of Athens to get a rematch of Ernesto Valverde versus Quique Sanchez Flores.
Yeah, the 2 big Spanish coaches, of course, clashing swords for the umpteenth time. They know each other inside out. Tactically, their teams will be strong. There'll be a real cat and mouse game of tactics from these 2 great coaches. Valverde against Quique Sanchez Flores has taken a lot of the focus in this game. but it'll be the boys down on the battleground that's going to take place, and we've got some lovely, lovely footballers out there, let me tell you, on both sides of the field as well. There's a lot of class up front for both teams, and it's a game that both clubs really have got to win. This is a big clash in Group B. The first time that clubs have met in 25 years. I'll not remember any of the history, but they'll remember it after this game. It should be a humdinger in one of the most atmospheric stadiums in all of world football.
Take a look at the starting lineups. Nikopolidis in goal, Pantos, Papadopoulos, Ansas and Domi in the back. Patsasoglu is going to be in the mid with Dudu Seriense, Belushi, Djordjevic, Galetti and Santo Diogo for Ernesto Valverde. Olympiakos, the champions of the Super League. Of course, you could have said that any time over the dozen years recent and only been wrong once. Came in goal for Benfica, Maxi Pereira, David Luiz, the Brazilian Sidney, Jorge Ribeiro. In the back, Binya, Yebda, Amorim, Reyes. The Honduran Suazo tossed in with Nuno Gomes for Quique Sanchez Flores. Stéphane Lenoy, the French referee, and all French staff, Frédéric Cano, Christophe Capelli, Anthony Gauthier, the officiating crew here in Piraeus. Temperature about 57 degrees as winter on the verge of settling in. No wind to speak of, and relatively pleasant conditions. And as the fans are out in force.
Wonderful, wonderful picture there. Two great crests of world football. The Eagles, of course, on the left, and that tremendous crest of Olympiakos. The man in charge here will try to keep a lid on the simmering pot. Monsieur Lenoir. And we're off to the races.
Ball chipped forward. Benfica struggling a bit this year, you might say, again for a team that's used to being a champion 31 times, a record in Portugal. Ball out and a throw-in upcoming. Olympiakos, meanwhile, mentioned 36 championships of the Greek top flight, 4 in a row, and 11 of the last 12 years. Of course, one of the big reasons in recent years was the play of the great Rivaldo. He's moved on. Ball launched into the middle, and it's a foul inside. Shot deflects, advantage played, and just like that, we have a goal. It's Olympiakos striking first.
I'll say Olympiakos is Calimera in a wonderful way, and the place absolutely erupts. Wonderful straight down the right side. It's the man Galetti, who wasn't supposed to play in this game by all reports. There was concern, but a dream start for the Greeks. They come rocking in here with a big wooden horse. Beautiful ball across. Galetti just gets enough on this from a narrow angle, and he hammers it past Kim. Fortunately, comes back to him. But I tell you what, the Greeks were like Trojans out there, very brave. The ball hammered across by Galetti. Diogo gets enough in between Kim and the ball. Galetti comes on and rifles this one.
You saw Galetti. We've seen him before, and we've liked what we've seen. He tries to play provider for Diogo, but Kim knocked the ball free, and Galetti continues his run. And just like that, the very first minute, Nikopolidis on the other side, reason to celebrate. First foul of the match, though, goes against the Greeks. And now a chance for Benfica to try and tie things up.
Astonishing start of the game. Within 1 minute.
Ball launched in towards the 6. Headed high into the air by Pantos and brought down nicely by Nikopolidis.
Nikopolidis in the Greek goal here. Over 37 years old now, still one of the great goalkeepers. The greatest goalkeeper in Greek football in history, of course. He was one of the heroes when Greece won the European Championship in 2004. One or two players out there were in that great Greek side. But listen to this crowd here now.
Well, one of the guys who was long-time international, but for rivals like Athens, Katsouranis was supposed to be in the starting lineup today for Benfica. It was a late scratch as Binya gets the start instead. Might see him before this one is over. Throw in for Maxi Pereira.
See the mist coming down from the stands from all the flares and all the pyrotechnics going on around this place. Oh, man, I can smell the yuzu from here.
Leave the coffee beans on the plate. They'll just drink it straight from the bottle.
Wonderful club, this Olympiakos team. 17 different sports teams throughout the club. It's a multi-sports club. Well known mostly for their soccer team, of course.
Mentioned Rivaldo was one of the icons, but has moved on. They've continued to play well. Ball chipped forward. Suaso made the inside run. It's tucked into the corner and will trickle towards the flag and just glance off for a throw-in. Back deep in their own end, Olympiakos. Ernesto Valverde sliding over from Espanyol. Of course, Quique Sanchez Flores didn't take much time for him to find a job after departing Valencia.
Well, Olympiakos flying high in the domestic league. Got off to a rocky start, of course, in this UEFA Cup. Slumped into a disappointing 1-0 defeat to Galatasaray in their opening game. This is a game that they put big red letters around, saying this is one that we have to win. If we're going to go on any further, we need to take care of Benfica's Eagles. It won't be easy, but they've got a dream start. Let's see if the white shirts of Olympiakos can build on it. Diogo was instrumental in setting up that goal. When we look at it again in replay, there's a fired in ball by Galletti, but it was aimed for Diogo and he stepped off right in front of the ball between him and Kim, the goalkeeper of Benfica. But man, Galletti made no mistake, did he?
Not at all. Avram reaching out.
Avram Papadopoulos
just caught Suaso in the eye. Actually calling dangerous play against the Honduran for lowering his head. Olympiakos on the far side. Oh, nice little back heel flip. Again, it's Galletti.
Yeah, he's a sweet player, isn't he?
Ball forward, onside. And now offside. The call just took a while for Mr. Lenoir to notice. Suaso wanting a little bit more movement side to side, it looks like. Lots of other action we'll get you up to date on in regards to UEFA Cup. Of course, Thanksgiving on its current day, an American holiday, but if you're a soccer fan, not many turkeys going on, but plenty to be thankful for. Off to the near side, Djordjevic. Seen him before in UEFA Cup play. Solid to say the least, and now with the lead, Olympiakos still way too early to think about holding on for a 1-0 edge, because Benfica needs the points just as badly as Olympiakos does. Manchester City taking on Schalke earlier today. Racing against PSG. Richie Onier, maybe one of his final games against Partizan. Full day of action in the UEFA Cup. Final UEFA Cup as the Europa set to step in next year.
Got to congratulate the other Athens team as well, Panathinaikos, for turning over Internazionale just yesterday. It was a huge win. Panathinaikos could actually go on and qualify automatically if they win their next game. Actually, they just need a tie.
These are the big three in Greece, like Athens, who we mentioned, and of course Olympiakos and Olympiakos. Tangle in the back line. They're going to call it against the Greeks. Ansas going down Nuno Gomes. Well, Christian Rodriguez, he departed in the offseason, as did Freddie Adu. So some new faces.
And Ansas, two central defenders for Olympiakos, got to defend this cleanly.
Ball whipped in, drops it to 6, skips off the post and in, but the whistle had blown. There was contact inside, and it looks like it might be near Nuno Gomes.
Well, we'll need a replay to see what infraction goes on here. There's a lot of clashing rocks in there. Don't see anything too obvious.
It never touched anyone and bounces in. Little push there in the back.
That's what it is. That's what he's called it for, and it's a correct call on Nuno Gomes. I tell you what though, Phil, Nikopolidis, the goalkeeper for Olympiakos, was rooted to the spot. It's one of those that finds its own way through, and it was a very slight touch by Nuno Gomes. I'm not even sure if he even had to touch the player in front of him at all.
So there's any blood, does not appear to be yet. Just checking.
It's a brave haircut the lad's got. He's back to get it finished next week.
Took it on the layaway plan.
Must have. Got to be a bet that.
Did he win or did he lose?
Are you kidding? What do you think? Warhawk? Was I?
Moto. Ball flipped on. Trying to find the opening. Belushi. Out it goes near side as Belushi watches. And Benfica drops to the back line. Maxi Pereira on this near side. Nice idea by Belushi, but intercepted. Javi Luis and Sidney. Good tandem in the back in front of Kim. Not much Kim could do. He blocked the opening chance in the first minute. Got little defensive help as Galetti just waltzed in and then hammered it home.
Good footballer, Diogo, the Brazilian, young kid, highly, highly regarded. Keep your eyes out for this kid, number 10. All the big clubs after him, including Arsenal, Liverpool, Chelsea. They're all looking at the number 10 of Olympiakos. €9 million man from Portuguesa.
Talk about Arsenal. The guy that's going to be crunching the numbers is someone you and I are pretty familiar with. Ivan Gazidis, congratulations to him. Stepping in as the new CEO at the Emirates. MLS Associate Commissioner, the number 2 guy behind Don Garber, now going to be the right-hand man, or at least the guy with the pen for Arsene Wenger to make things done. Ball off into the corner, crossed in.
Well, you're congratulating a fine gentleman there, Phil. I'll tell you what, a lot of people will not have heard of Ivan Gazidis watching this game if you're not an MLS follower, or even if you are. But he is one of the finest gentlemen and one of the greatest professionals this league and country has ever had. A wonderful, wonderful man. And I wish him nothing but the absolute best and all the luck in the world to Ivan Gazidis.
We talk about a guy who's done it as a player and in the boardroom.
Well, he wasn't much of a player, to be honest.
He played at Wembley. Of course, it was University Championship.
University.
You ever play at Wembley?
Walk on it. But no, tip me hat to Ivan. Great guy, footballing man, and a man's man. Great lad.
Arsenal got themselves a good one. They needed to.
Top class.
David Dean's departure really has hampered. You're starting to see it this year as they stumble. Ball flipped on.
I mentioned Diogo that started that conversation about Gazidis in Arsenal. The other guy to look out for the Greeks in white is Dudu. Lovely player as well. The ex-CSK Moscow man. Very talented, lovely balanced footballer. So far, Benfica's been given as good as they've been getting. Really tussle in that midfield area.
Mr. Lanois having enough of it with Pantos.
Tassos Pantos won't be backing down though.
Olympiakos currently bringing up the rear in Group B. Of course, the problem for Benfica is they're only 1 point up on them. Galatasaray, as you point out, doing quite well. Kharkiv, again, a surprising side, and Hertha Berlin proving that it's not just the Bundesliga where they will be challenging. As a tie in their first 2 contests have put them in a comfortable 3rd place. So we talk about both teams really needing a point here today. Olympiakos with a game in hand, but in all honesty, both teams really need a victory. There's Jose Antonio Reyes in his familiar pose.
Here's the replay of the goal again. Galletti latches onto it. He attacks it. He follows it up. There's the lead ball over the top of all the smoke. Lovely touch by Galletti. Sees Diogo inside. Diogo reaches for it, but Galletti absolutely spanks it, and he says, F. Karaiskaki. He stanks in Greece.
Wow.
I'm going to be teaching you some good Greek words here today, Phil.
Be careful. It is a family show.
Well, Greek family up there in just past Fort Lauderdale, Florida. My connected family watching in there. The Anastasios and the Zofris all gathered round the turkey watching the Greek boys. So far so good. And of course my beautiful ex-wife Ioannis.
And the funny thing is she still talks to you. Got the magic touch. Just want to get a good opa out of you before this game is over.
Galletti was all over on that goal.
Ball crossed in, flipped on. Diogo giving chase, and now out it goes. It'll be a goal kick for Benfica. Again, Kim in goal. Pereira, Luis Sidney, who was the guy caught watching at the near post when Diogo went down as the ball flashed past him off Galletti's boot. And Jorge Ribeiro, who was beaten on the first cross. Viña and Yebda backing up Amorim and Reyes. And Gomes and Suazo the front line, and they have not really seen much of the ball. Instead, it's Olympiakos as they touch it through again, and Diogo has help in the middle. He's pulled down just inside the area. Belushi was there. No foul call.
Referee Renoir had a good look at it. Perfectly positioned. Good touch this.
Ball trickles through, volleyed in.
What a save!
And from point blank range, Nikolopoulos blocking it wide, but they're going to say it would have been offside regardless.
I think that's why the red shirts were finding each other so easily there. The whites had already seen the flag come up. It's very, very close. But he gets it right.
Great work by the camera crew.
Oh, man, but good goalkeeping as well. Nikopolidis there, leaving his lane. Jackrabbit quick for a 37-year-old greyhound. That's pretty fast. Goes in 190 appearances for Olympiakos. This goalkeeper. Good football that was, though, by Benfica. Needed to be applauded. Just a cat's whisker offside.
Ball launched inside towards the penalty spot. Not cleared well, and they pay the price again. And again, this time Belushi makes them pay. Benfica's defense falling asleep at the switch. You can't blame Kim. The guy's in front of him. And Patsasoglu puts it home for goal number 2.
Patsasoglu. It is. It goes Opa. Opa, Opa, Opa. Fabulous hit this. Ball gets fed across and he latches onto it again like jumping Jack Flash. One touch, beautiful control, fabulous left foot. Patsasoglu. One touch, bingo.
Good work by Diogo to launch the ball into the mix. And then Kim desperately lunging for that upper corner, but couldn't get there in time.
Two beautiful pieces of finishing here for Olympiakos. It's got to be said, you don't get better finishing than that, Phil. I mean, 2 strikes through a window of opportunity, no bigger than 12 inches wide. Beautiful.
Soglu more known for his hard work defensively and down the flank, but kind of have a feeling that Ernesto Valverde might want to put him up closer to the front line after that shot.
Well, 36 caps for Greece. He's a national hero. He's a versatile player, as you say, Phil. Plays a number of positions.
Slotted in, Suaso, but the flag again. Second offside.
Quick player. You need to keep an eye on him, the Honduran. On loan from Inter.
Just by half a stride.
Retired from the national team, of course, now. Nicopolidis, but still performing so admirably for his club.
Diogo looking on, waiting for a clear chance. Already leading by 2. Ball slammed back by Belushi and into the middle. Minya sending it long down the far side, but too far, and Suaso can't catch up in time. 20 minutes in, it's 2-0 Olympiakos. And this score line would jump them out of the basement and back into contention, while Benfica would end up going on life support in the race to advance from Group B.
Well, this has been a massive shot in the arm of Valverde's man.
Scaletti. Here, a good look at the Karaiskaki, gorgeous stadium, and of course Piraeus in the oldest of the old cities. What is it, 26th century BC is when they first think this was settled?
Yep, 3,000-year-old city.
$2,600 make that, but off to the far side, midway point of first half play. Needless to say, not a lot of room to grow around this stadium. Fan club that rivals many of the giant clubs around the world. Singing along in your head?
Absolutely. Happy people up there in them stands now.
All the way back for Kim, the Benfica keeper, sending it long upfield. Again, Suaso caught on the wrong side. Trying to keep a close eye on Diogo. Suaso doing a nice job into the middle. Yebda looking forward. Nuno Gomes nowhere to be seen. Back to the veteran, as you point out, just turned 37 years of age. And over from Olympiakos about 4 years ago, and still sticking around.
Well, it takes a special player to come from the arch rivals, the eternal enemy, Olympiakos to Olympiakos. You've got to have something special in you to win over the fans. A good look at Ernesto.
Spiazzo is Greek assistant sitting by his side. Olympiakos getting out of the gate early from Galetti. But Soglu, just about 5 minutes ago, doubled the margin. Through
beautiful.
for Diogo.
Brilliant.
Gets around Sydney. Cuts it near post. Sticking the dagger in. It's 3-0 Olympiakos. And it's Diogo getting his just reward.
That's the guy I told you to keep an eye out for, man. And I picked out a gem. And he says to the fans, Sagapo Poli, Diogo. Beautiful goal this. Take a look again. It's an absolute masterpiece of a goal. Look at that touch. Sweetly around the defender, in between them, and he catapults it past Kim. No chance for him. He's a class player. If Arsenal can pick him up, he'll be brilliant. Liverpool, Man United, Chelsea, they all want him. Let's hope he stays in Greece for a little bit longer with this cracking team. He's put them up 3-0.
Diogo coming over from Mineiro in Portuguesa and quite familiar with Sidney, the former Inter Porto Alegre defender, and he just used him like a rented mule. Tucked it through and rounded the defense to blast it home, and now Benfica in desperate straits.
You can see a lot of goals around the world that'll be fortunate and they'll build on them, but not these 3 goals. There's nothing fortunate about them. They've been engineered beautifully. Passing football, quality, and nothing more so than the absolute final touch on the 3. Great finishing.
Off the corner kick, launched inside. Benfica needs something to go their way quickly, and not that. Foul number 6, Diogo coming back to play some defense.
Great comparisons around the world have been measured against Diogo. Comparisons especially with the AC Milan player Pato. Both young Brazilians, both infinite promise, class and quality coming out of his ear holes. Look at that. You can taste the Mythos beer from here. Got a couple of them waiting for me when I get back.
Take a look at that. Biggest win so far this season against Nordsjælland, Emil Corrales' old team. And they're well on their way towards duplicating it. They might do it here. Whistle blows, and it looked like it might have been Diogo coming back from an offside position to flip it on for Belushi, but they're very close.
Beautifully won upstairs, just offside. It's a fair call when it's played. Just his torso leaning over that offside line.
Let's take a look at that. That's not shots on goal, those are shots. Olympiakos has taken 3 shots and scored 3 goals. Benfica yet to get their first crack in. Ball launched through. Galetti again. Diogo had been holding near the spot. Sidney again getting casual. Just 19 years of age, the defender for Benfica. And he's showing it. Tackled away. Throw in Benfica in the offensive half.
And Suazo's team came back into it when it was 1-0. And they look as if they were really pressing brightly for the equaliser. But the 2 follow-up goals by Patsasoglu and Diogo really have put them on an unbelievably steep slope that looks as if it's getting slippery by the second.
Nice tackle near side. It was David Luiz, the 21-year-old center back. And here's Diogo. Just watch. This is the finish.
Well, this is the city of Socrates, and that one is inch perfect.
Logical.
Beautifully said. The rest of his teammates are playing like a set of Hercules. They really are. It's been just been an immaculate performance from the get-go. You got to feel a little bit of sympathy for Benfica falling to the hammer blow in the first 30 seconds to put them on the collywobbles, but still the quality of the follow-up goals can not be overstated.
Ball forward, Benfica trying to make the move. Yep, in the middle. Suazo wants it back, but the ball pushed too far, and it's going to trickle across. Goal kick. They're getting possession deeper, but not doing much with it.
David Suazo there, he cannot be one of the ones who drops his head looking down the barrel of a shotgun here, but he's going to have to be the one leading that line up top, making the hurtful runs along with Gomez and trying to dictate better passes on from his midfield. I don't think these white shirts are going to be allowed to get complacent by this crowd.
Another guy to consider is Reyes. See him out there, but he's barely touched the ball. Former Real and Atletico and Arsenal man. You have the pushing it forward, but off target. Now it's Diogo off to the races. Little flick from Belushi, but intercepted. Back through Luis and Sydney and over to the far side. Gipedo. Chance at the top of the box, but a little collision. Nuno Gomes and stripped away. One back though. Binya, Cameroonian midfielder, off a nice little triangle. Into the corner and knocked away. Out for the throw-in. Good defense. Domi challenging hard. Getting away with one there. Djordjevic trying to get something going. Diogo stripped away. Good work by Gilbinha. Look how tough the Olympiakos defense is.
In numbers, covering for each other. Sensing danger from the tricks there. Covering up and loading up.
Chance on the far side, crossed into the middle. Suazo headed and heads it over the bar. Close. Nuno Gomes made the near post run, and Suazo bending his body
down this left side, linking up. It's a lovely steered-in cross. Suazo does his best to get to it. It's a great effort by the Honduran.
First shot of the game. Mentioned we hadn't seen much of Reyes. Almost set up the first. About 14 minutes left to go. Half number one. Olympiakos 3 goals in the first 23 minutes, and that was the man who scored the capper. The Olympiakos fans starting to feel just a bit undone. Benfica trying to get something going.
Got some good guns waiting on the bench as well. Olympiakos, Kovacevic, the big man, be a good substitution in this second half. Probably the 35-year-old big Yugoslavian man. A lot of people remember him from Real Sociedad in La Liga. A lot of ex-La Liga players out there.
On the turn, Suazo going in hard. Lancas trying to keep him on his back. Ball passed back, chipped in by Binya, knocked wide, and Nikopolidis knocks down and pushed wide.
Superlative save again by Nikopolidis. Beautiful ball flighted over. Great diving effort here to tuck it away. Still got the spring in his step. Benfica been threatened in the last 10 minutes. Good response.
Inside, glancing header, volleyed it into the back of the net. The near post flip, and the goal slammed home. Great goal, as they have now gotten it from David Luis, and they've cut the lead down to 2.
Super volley this. from David Luiz. Meets it confidently. It takes a little bit of a flick on at that near post as well. You see, ya.tv just gets a little piece, but David Luiz fully concentrated on the focus. See, this ball just takes a deflection here. It's actually off Olympiakos defender, but still David Luiz locks his sights onto it. Brilliant focus, great technique, no chance for Nicopolidis.
So the boy from Bahia on the board here, and it's a 2-goal game, and Benfica needed that. They needed to try and cut into this lead. Olympiakos, a difficult team here at home. Kike Sanchez Flores looks like he's let the sideburns go a bit since coming to Portugal, but he doesn't look any more relaxed after Olympiakos started so strong. Nice work by Luiz to keep it alive. Maxi Pereira into the middle. Sydney.
Oh, just commenting right before that goal got rattled past Nicopolidis that it had been a good last 7-8 minutes for Suazo's men. Both left side and right side, they were starting to find a way through. Certainly not going into the shell. 3-0 down. The Reds have come alive. The Eagles start to flutter the wings here.
Chance to add to the haul.
Certainly looked offside, that one.
Suazo, one touch to the near post.
The crowd letting the ref hear it as well. For me, looked well offside when the ball was played on that last attack.
Ernesto Valverde, even though it might be a different coach than Sanchez Flores, but has had success in the past against Benfica, back with Espanyol in the 06-07 Cup. And 3-2 back in Barcelona before drawing in Lisbon. Good enough to advance.
A lot of the older heads watching this game will remember the great Benfica of the early 60s, of course, with one of my great all-time favourites, Eusebio.
Diogo tripped from behind.
They were a great, great team. 2 European Cups to their name, of course. The great Benfica. 61 and 62, beating Barcelona and Real Madrid. Back-to-back championships in Europe. It's something special. It was a great team led by Eusebio and Coluna, Mario Coluna. Remember him, the captain with the moustache.
Came in with one of the more impressive sides into 66, and there you see the gash. Papadopoulos heading off to the near side to get some glue, some stitches, and get back out there.
Yeah, he'll be fine. Just a little nick.
ya.tv. Looks like he might have had a little bit of blood as well there. Now in the wall, 4 men.
Going to be flighted in this, you would imagine. Going to be flighted into that target at the back post. Nice disguise.
Blasted near side by Belushi into the middle and cleared away. Almost works.
Yep.
Djordjevic plays it square. Matsasoglu into the area, and down it goes for Kim. And for Olympiakos. Matsasoglu.
Beautiful ball.
Overlapping run. Scored the second goal. Patsasoglu into the area, but no one at home. Chested back by the Uruguayan Pereira. Kim reads it well. Now stripped away on the outlet pass.
Clever.
Belushi gets there. Cross driven into the middle. A push from behind. Diogo went down, but the whistle stays silent.
Beautiful play by the Whites again. Was this a foul? Nicely won. Slips it by. Sees his target. Look at that, Phil. I tell you what, look at this again. There seems definite contact of a push there, but maybe Diogo was just looking for it a little bit too prematurely. David Luiz, the goal scorer for Benfica, just leaning in a little. Oh, well played.
Again down the far side. Letty pulls it back.
Used to always enjoy watching this man in La Liga. Letty, of course, for Atletico Madrid. He played for Zara as well.
I think that's where Valverde caught up with him first.
Yeah, always a box of toys. He looks as if he's got his game on nicely here today. Plays with his socks down. Love it.
Ball blasted across. Of course, might have been up a little bit late at night last night. His old club, Estudiantes, busy against Inter.
Surprising result that as well. That was in Argentina.
There's his 2 legs, but now they're going to have to do it on the road. Congratulations to Houston, by the way. Brian Ching, Dwayne D. Rosario, knocking off LA Firpo to advance to the next round of the CONCACAF Champions League. Joining 2 USL squads in Montreal and Puerto Rico. 6 minutes left to go. Half number 1. Diogo into the corner and David Luiz all over him. 2 Brazilians battling at, now pulled away nicely.
Talking about Di Rosario and the fortunes of Houston, that is really tremendous for MLS and the United States, having a good representative in that competition, but especially for a player like Di Rosario, getting a bigger stage. The kid's a quality footballer. Should have done better, I believe, overseas. That's a player that should have been playing on a far bigger stage.
Ball deflected away. Domi. Finally pushed upfield.
Sweet football leading up to that last ball.
Gipedo pushing it forward for Suazo.
Keep him on a short leash, man.
Former Inter Milan attacker almost tucks it through, trying to play provider, now bumped down and the foul called by Lenoir.
Pantos it is, isn't it? Reaching in a little bit too eagerly on Suazo. No need for this. There's the ball away, but he's holding on to Suazo at the top of his shoulder.
Olympiakos a perfect 3 for 3 in shots. Benfica, though, to make it a lot more interesting here. Letty trying to pay attention in a 2-man wall. Luis back on his heels. Ball chipped high towards the back post, too high. Looked like they were trying to find David Luiz at the back post, but too much on it from Reyes.
Usually when it's a game that's 3-0, and it's 3-1 now, but when it's 3-0, the team certainly dominant, but you just don't get the feeling right now, 5 minutes towards half time, that this game is completely over. It seems to be 1 or 2 opportunities opening up for Benfica lately. I think Valverde would like to see an extra goal for Olympiakos.
On the near side, Fredricano draws the attention as Djordjevic called for the foul. 6th foul against Olympiakos. There you see possession pretty much split right down the middle, but the scoreboard tilting heavily in favor of the home side. Still plenty of time, though. Whipped in towards the 6-yard box, cleared away, slammed high and wide, and nowhere near the target. Maxi Pereira now jogs back to position. Off to the far side, got rid of the ball. Bina pulls him down, and it's going to be our card, our first of the game.
Bina's complaining, and he's got nothing to complain about. When you see this one again and replay, cannot imagine what he's protesting his innocence about.
He didn't grab him, he just bumped off of him. But let's take a look. Lulu passed the ball. Looked like the referee was waiting to see if anything developed, and when it didn't, a quick whistle.
Off the ball, the referee eagle-eyed.
Ball flipped up in the wrong direction, though. Still in play. Benfica able to clear. Maxi Pereira giving a little pat in the back. Amorim. Domi. DJ Domi.
Ex-Newcastle United man. Played for Newcastle nearly 60 times. A great ball. He's onside.
A chance for Galletti all the way to the middle. And Belushi makes it 4.
Number 4 comes for Valverde's men. And again, this is clinical, accurate passing football. Belushi puts the finishing touch past Kim. But the setup is magnificent. The ball over distance. No, that's not Hades. That's heaven for the Greeks. Look at that beautiful lead ball. And I tell you who it is. It starts it again. Diogo. That beautiful ball to find Galletti. And Galletti, magisterial with his service, sees his target, arrows it across, puts it on the silver altar, and beautiful mop-up work for Belushi. And he has earned his souvlaki tonight.
Down into the corner. And tripped aside and out for the goal kick.
You look at this goal again, Phil. I'm
millimeter
sure
perfect on the pass.
But it's Diogo's ball over to Galletti, which is as impressive as anything. Man, this kid has got a lot, this kid Diogo. We picked him out 5 minutes into the game. So watch out for this boy, the Brazilian phenom. He's going to be away from this club eventually because all the big money, and I mean major money, is going to be flooding through the doors of Olympiakos for Diogo.
You give credit to him deservedly, but in my mind, the guy who's rivaling him for man of the match is Luciano Galletti, who scored the first. And when you take a look how close Kim came to slapping that cross away, but a considerate cut.
Yep.
That also brought it past the defender and right to the boot of the former Riverman Belushi.
You're right. You're absolutely 1000% right, Phil. When you see it again, and it will be a pleasure to watch again and again, that Galletti turns the corner in 90 degrees and all the dynamics is put right. Wonderful first half performance for Olympiakos, sending their fans into delirium.
Olympiakos 4, Benfica 1. We got the highlights when we come back.
En tiendafutbolmundial.com encontrarás la selección más amplia de indumentaria auténtica de tu club de fútbol favorito. Tenemos lo último en camisetas de equipos como Chivas de Guadalajara, Cruz Azul, River Plate, Club América, Barcelona, Arsenal, Manchester United, los equipos nacionales de México, Argentina y muchos más. Apoya a tu equipo y tu país. Visita Tienda Fútbol Mundial hoy y recibe 20% de descuento en tu próxima orden. Ingresa el código GOLTV al pagar. tiendafutbolmundial.com.
Ni los más grandes y difíciles obstáculos detienen a la nueva Dodge Ram 2009, que tiene más espacio interior. La exclusiva suspensión trasera Link Coil. Nueva generación de motor Hemi con el mejor balance entre poder y eficiencia de combustible. Nosotros ya la probamos y está lista para que tú la pruebes. Nueva Ram 2009. Nada la detiene.
Minutes closer. In fact, he hasn't had a shot on target.
Steiger tucking it forward.
Oh, he's in!
Luca Toni!
Beautiful!
Luca Toni! The brilliant touch at the top of the box, and we can hear you fine.
It took 10 minutes to get rocking, and now the big FC Bayern machine is rolling. Luca Toni says, hasta la vista, baby, or maybe viva la pasta. The Italian does magic. Lovely slip ball by Sveini, but it's all down to Luca Toni. He turns beautifully, pivots, pirouettes, gets his target, sees it, stabs it, slaps it. Beautiful. Drobny close to it, but the angle is perfection.
December 14th is the big day. The Camp Nou opens its doors to another edition of the most important rivalry match in Spain. Barcelona, Real Madrid, the most anticipated game of the season, and it's exclusively on Goal TV. Don't miss all the analysis and all the passion surrounding this derby that will paralyze the soccer world. It's 90 minutes of heart-stopping action with Spain's top two teams going head-to-head. Barcelona, Real Madrid on Goal TV, America's first soccer channel.
You are watching Go Premium UEFA Cup.
Good look at this venerable stadium. Olympiakos, you said it's heaven, not hell, but right now Benfica can feel the flames.
Oh, they're just rolling along. They're built on it right from the get-go. Beautiful ball starts this. Giletti sees his man in the area. Kim comes to claim it, but he can't get anywhere near it. Beautiful stabbed in goal. Giletti, masterful. Diogo steps into it, comes back to Giletti, and he smashes it with wonderful, wonderful accuracy for a dream start. Look at this again. Pretty passing football as you'll ever see. Falls beautifully here. Patsasoglu. Christos. Beautiful. Again. Wins it. Look at the dexterity of touch. The placement is immaculate. And again, no chance for Kim. This is a pretty goal. Beautiful. Diogo it is that says Tikanis. And he says Polikala. Beautiful. Again, look at that sweet divine touch. Sees his target. And he razzles this home under Kim again, who is helpless. Brave fight back by the Eagles. Nicely set up is David Suazo. Brave header, and he kept on leading the line. And he'd get his just desserts eventually. But in goal, Nikopolidis is answering everything that comes his way. 37-year-olds playing like a spring chicken right up until this point. And he nearly gets a hand on this one. This was a great hit by David Luiz, leaving his defensive position, joining in, capitalising nicely. Punishes the net. Look at this one for a goal. Look at that ball. Diogo finds Giletti, hammers this one with pinpoint accuracy. And again, it's beautifully stepped home by Olympiakos Belushi for a deserved 4-1 half-time score.
Take a look at the statistics. 4-3 in shots on goal, 4-1 in actual shots on target. A couple of offside apiece have stymied both sides. 7 fouls split down the middle. Gilles Biya, the Cameroonian midfielder, the only yellow card of the first half. 1 save for Nikopolidis and none for Kim yet, because they've been picture perfect, millimeter perfect. Olympiakos with a 4-1 lead at the break.
Es verano y eso significa que hay cucarachas, ratas y ratones viviendo y creciendo dentro de sus paredes, cocina y baños, alrededor de sus hijos, mascotas y alimentos. Quédese y entérese cómo puede obtener el producto para control de plagas número 1 gratis. Presentando el nuevo Ridex Plus, el revolucionario dispositivo que envía pulsaciones digitales a través del cableado dentro de las paredes de su casa, sacando a cucarachas, ratas y ratones fuera de su casa para siempre. Todo lo que tiene que hacer es enchufarlo Esperano, un solo Ridex Plus protege un nivel de una casa típica, apartamento o condominio. Es así de simple. Es por eso que el Ridex es el número 1, con más de 3 millones de unidades vendidas. Gracias al Ridex Plus, nunca más tendrá que dejar que los fumigadores rocíen veneno alrededor de sus hijos, alimentos y mascotas. Solo enchufe el Ridex Plus y toda su casa puede quedar libre de plagas.
Lo mejor de Ridex Plus es que es el número 1 de su tipo en el mercado. Ahorro dinero y no tengo que pagarle al fumigador para que venga a rociar todos esos químicos.
¿Cansado de gastar cientos de dólares al año en fumigadores? ¿Cansado de exponer a venenos a sus hijos, mascotas y alimentos? Ahora puede decirle no a los químicos para siempre con el exterminador enchufable Ridex Plus. Se han vendido millones de Ridex Plus por más de $50, pero durante nuestra campaña libre de químicos, usted puede librarse de ratas e insectos por solo $29.95. Pero espere, ordene ahora y le daremos un segundo Ridex Plus gratis. Sí, absolutamente gratis. Y Ridex Plus viene con 30 días de garantía de devolución del dinero garantizada.
Me ahorra dinero y ya no tengo que comprar todos esos químicos y trampas. Ridex Plus me hace feliz.
Recuerde, para mantener ratas y cucarachas fuera de su casa, ordene Ridex hoy. No está disponible en las tiendas, los operadores están listos, así que llame ahora mismo porque esta oferta es por tiempo limitado.
And that's probably good news for Valladolid because Navas was in space on the right. Here is Jesus Navas mixing it with Conco. Sevilla just looking a bit more fluid in attack. Romarek pulls it back to the young winger and there's a chance. Oh, what a spectacular goal that is. That really is a brilliant goal. It's Navas popping up on the other side to score an absolute stunner of a goal. In fact, if you look at the Sevilla bench, they can hardly believe it either. Jesus Navas, we sometimes criticise him because he doesn't score the goals he should. It was actually Maresca who popped up on the right. But the goals that Jesus Navas does score tend to be special. Like this. Thumping volley from Navas, took advantage of slack marking.
The Coppa Italia is here on Goal TV. Roma is the two-time defending champion, but the best teams in Italy will look to snatch the crown away from them. Juventus, Inter, AC Milan, Lazio, and the best teams from Il Calcio will compete to strip Roma of its title and be the best in the Coppa Italia. 16 teams will fight for a spot in the final, trying to win the title. Catch all the exciting action of the Coppa Italia on Goal TV, America's first soccer channel.
You are watching Go Premium UEFA Cup.
Still another 45 minutes to turn things around. It looked as though the goal from David Luiz would be good enough to get Benfica back in the mix. But then Olympiakos sticks the dagger in with a fourth before the break. We got plenty more action coming your way. Don't forget to check us out online, www.goaltv.tv. One of the big games coming up this week. It's going to be the clash of the two top teams in the Bundesliga. Bayern Munich getting set to take on Hoffenheim. Check out goaltv.tv for details.
Es verano y eso significa que hay cucarachas, ratas y ratones viviendo y creciendo dentro de sus paredes, cocina y baños, alrededor de sus hijos, mascotas y alimentos. Quédese y entérese cómo puede obtener el producto para control de plagas número 1 gratis. Presentando el nuevo Ridex Plus, el revolucionario dispositivo que envía pulsaciones digitales a través del cableado dentro de las paredes de su casa, sacando a cucarachas, ratas y ratones fuera de su casa para siempre. Todo lo que tiene que hacer es enchufar. Un solo Ridex Plus protege un nivel de una casa típica, apartamento o condominio. Es así de simple. Es por eso que el Ridex es el número 1, con más de 3 millones de unidades vendidas. Gracias al Ridex Plus, nunca más tendrá que dejar que los fumigadores rocíen veneno alrededor de sus hijos, alimentos y mascotas. Solo enchufe el Ridex Plus y toda su casa puede quedar libre de plagas.
Lo mejor de Ridex Plus es que es el número 1 de su tipo en el mercado. Ahorro dinero y no tengo que pagarle al fumigador para que venga a recibir todos esos químicos.
¿Cansado de gastar cientos de dólares al año en fumigadores? ¿Cansado de exponer a venenos a sus hijos, mascotas y alimentos? Ahora puede decirle no a los químicos para siempre con el exterminador enchufable Redex Plus. Se han vendido millones de Redex Plus por más de $50, pero durante nuestra campaña libre de químicos, usted puede librarse de ratas e insectos por solo $29.95. Pero espere, ordene ahora y le daremos un segundo Redex Plus gratis. Sí, absolutamente gratis. Y Redex Plus viene con 30 días de garantía de devolución del dinero garantizada.
Me ahorra dinero y ya no tengo que comprar todos esos químicos y trampas. Redex Plus me hace feliz.
Recuerde, para mantener ratas y cucarachas fuera de su casa, ordene Redex hoy. No está disponible en las tiendas, los operadores están listos, así que llame ahora mismo porque esta oferta es por tiempo limitado.
Great job as well. He does prefer to be down that right wing. Little flick from Kakao, and this is Sami Khedira! 1-0! Brilliant stuff from the home team. Stuttgart, and Sami Khedira has been threatening so far in this game. And he was very threatening in that situation. 1-0, Sami Khedira, his second goal on his 6th appearance here today. And it was well worked out. That was a brilliant ball from Kakao. Gets it away from the keeper Visa and into the open nets for the early lead on 17 minutes.
This Saturday, Bayer Leverkusen versus Bayern Munich, 11:30 a.m. Eastern, 8:30 Pacific. Getafe versus Real Madrid, 2 p.m. Eastern, 11 a.m. Pacific. Sevilla versus Barcelona, 4 p.m. Eastern, 1 Pacific. Deportivo Cali versus Pereira, 6:15 p.m. Eastern, 3:15 Pacific. On Goal TV.
You are watching Go Premium UEFA Cup.
Brilliance on display. One of the nicknames, the Legends, and this one might be going down in the history books. Benfica trying to make it interesting, but Diogo and company have something else in mind. They don't like life in the cellar, trying to climb up towards the top of the table, and we've got the second half kick as they continue. What does Quique Sanchez Flores have up his sleeves? Stick around and find out.
Ni los más grandes y difíciles obstáculos detienen a la nueva Dodge Ram 2009, que tiene más espacio interior. La exclusiva suspensión trasera Lincoil. Nueva generación de motor Hemi con el mejor balance entre poder y eficiencia de combustible. Nosotros ya la probamos y está lista para que tú la pruebes. Nueva Ram 2009. Nada la detiene.
Love soccer. Major League Soccer is the magazine for you. Features, profiles, analysis, interviews. Major League Soccer is the magazine that covers it all. From the opening whistle to the trophy presentation. Get yours at all MLS stores, Barnes & Nobles, Borders, and Dick's Sporting Goods. Or subscribe at MLSmag.net. Or call 818-788-7369. Act now to receive your favorite team's jersey with your subscription. Major League Soccer, the magazine for soccer lovers.
Bundesliga Magazine, every Friday, a complete perspective of one of the world's best leagues. A one-on-one with the Bundesliga protagonists. Bundesliga Magazine, Friday, 8:30 p.m. Eastern, 5:30 Pacific, only on Goal TV. AC Milan Channel, Friday, Goal TV brings you the action of Rossoneri. News, interviews, and the life of one of the world's greatest teams. AC Milan Channel, Fridays, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 Pacific, only on Goal TV.
You are watching Go Premium UEFA Cup.
Stéphane Lenoir has seen enough Everyone in perfect position, but has Benfica ready for the play to start? They came out a little bit slow, and it only took a few seconds for Olympiakos to draw first blood. Now in the second half, it will be Benfica's turn. Otherwise, they might turn into also Rans. Olympiakos in the white, defending the goal towards the left. And in the red, the visiting Eagles of Benfica, trying to live up to their legendary status. Ruben Amorim, former Belenenses mid, unable to catch up with that one. Didier Dome. Long, strange trip it has been for the Frenchman. Ball tucked through and running in Djordjevic. He's knocked down in the box, but play on.
In perfect positioning by this referee, right on top of the infraction.
Good work by Maxi Pereira. Ball skips through. Mentioned Dome, you see him at the top of the screen from PSG, and stops in Newcastle and Leeds on his way through Espanyol and now to Olympiakos. Anything to it?
Nah, I don't think he's going to get that. He's looking for it for certain, isn't he? This team in red got to gamble a bit now, Phil. It's damn the torpedoes. As far as they're concerned, the Eagles have got to come out and throw extra players forward and leave extra spaces behind. The Whites are good on this counter-attack. They're going to have to gamble, though. There's nothing else left for the Reds.
Minya, who lost the ball, coming back to try and win it. Diogo drops it for Galletti. 31-year-old mid, former Atletico man. Never really thought he got his chance at Atletico. Whenever he was given an opportunity, he seemed to shine. The ball slammed by Domi high and off target. That's the first missed shot by Olympiakos all day. I mean, not on goal. The first one that didn't go in the back of the net.
It's a doozy as well. But you're right, Galletti, we were talking about it at half-time, is spectacular as Diogo has been. Vying for man of the match between the two of them. Diogo and Galletti have been absolutely sizzling. Rias has been flattering to deceive.
He kind of brought it up also during the break. It's not just Greece, but Cyprus is UEFA attention drawing towards the Mediterranean. And Otis Famagusta giving Werder Bremen all they could handle. And they've also been around for the past couple of years, proving it's not a fluke. In my mind, Quique Sanchez Flores, he's going to be head coach of the Spanish national team before his final coaching days are done.
Well, Valverde there, his white shirt certainly answered the bugle. There was talk about him being under a little bit of pressure, even though they are sitting very high up in the domestic league. They're champions, of course, Olympiakos. But still, the pressure is on Valverde to take this team in white deep into the European competition.
Chance on the blast, pushed wide. Nicopolidis again, pushing it over the bar. You saw Suazo in the middle.
Rias
but no
again,
chance for Reyes.
Unloads, good accuracy. Nicopolidis.
Third save by the Greek keeper. Corner kick leaves a bit to be desired. Now off to the races.
That last save there by Nicopolidis, it wasn't anything exceptional, but you see the placement of the players, the goalkeeper's feet. He had no adjustments to make at all because his angle was so right on the shot. Covered it brilliantly with his hands.
You're at that point, 37 years of age. The legs aren't there. The body doesn't react quite as well. Everything has been broken at least once or torn, but you still got your brain, and that's better than ever for Antonios Nicopolidis. I think we've seen that before. Goalkeepers can last into their 40s. Not often, but looks like he might be another one. Ball brought down, and then the boot came up. Domi taking one on the chest. David Luiz's goal in the 33rd minute made it a 2-goal game, but then Diogo, De Galletti, Belushi back to a 3-goal margin. Play on. Jumping forward into the area, now pushed away. Avram Papadopoulos, interesting story. He's the one that started that break. But David Luiz puts it out.
Luiz was expecting Kim to come off his line and claim that, and then the ball rubbed right in front of him, so he had to sacrifice the corner.
Second corner of the game for the Greek champs.
Full house. Look at them packed in here tonight.
Former Red Star midfielder getting set to whip it in. Predrag Djordjevic. Ansas on the run. Chested a gutsy ball from Binya when he knew that Kim would be there. For Maxi. Little kick on the heels from Belushi. River Plate battle there. Well handled by Pereira, but he shouldn't have been put in that spot. This also might explain why Kim has never quite grabbed the #1 jersey for Portugal. Always been right there on the verge, but
30 caps for the Benfica goalkeeper, 33-year-old himself, so 2 seasoned pros in the nets here tonight. He's had absolutely no chance on any of the goals that have been flashed by him.
Lifted up. Binya intercepts. Switch to the near side. Reyes again. One touch into the middle. There was time. Nikopolidis kept his mouth shut. A panicked clearance. Drop back and a quick triggered shot off target. No real opportunity. Josh Ribeiro back into position. Party has not even begun. Go through some of the other UEFA Cup action. Just going to show it's not just in the Premiership. Manchester City finding their form. Winning at Schalke 2-0. Soglu. This would be the game winner coming in the 18th minute. There's Binya. Touched into the center of the park. Patience. Belushi pass off. Galletti. Diogo, is he on? Chips it into the back post. A masterpiece to cap it off. Goal number 5, and can you believe it?
This is virtuoso football, nothing less. Every goal has been better than the rest, and this one is the best of the bunch. He puts it in from what looked like an impossible angle, but again, don't just look at the finish, look at the wonderful lead-up football here. Brilliant pass by Galletti again, sets the table. An immaculate finish. Beautiful outside of the ball. Stab. Stab again. Surgical precision from that man, Diogo.
Give Galletti credit, but you even have to go a pass or two further back.
Absolutely right, Phil Shane. That was pure football.
I think it was Patsa again. Does that round up the usual suspects? Olympiakos is getting some stellar performances here, and Benfica is getting embarrassed.
But who's going to be up for man of the match, man? Galletti or Diogo? We'll all have our favourites. Everybody watching there. I'll tell you what, man, this kid on the ball has been exceptional. Galletti, look at this, beautiful again. But Diogo, no.
Here, as you see, the finishing touch.
Pythagoras.
Fitting.
Get his angles better. This goal.
Diego Luiz came up from Mineiro. Had his chance. Sao Paulo boy, though, returned to Portuguesa. And riding from the Lusa to now take on the pride of the Lusa. And Benfica tasting the wrath in the Brazilian's boots.
Galletti getting thunderous applause just for the effort. He's not just all about finesse. Great industry in his game as well.
Well, change now for Benfica. Nuno Gomes exits and Dalus will enter. Jonathan Urreta, the Uruguayan, just 18 years of age, getting a chance here with the big boys. Ball slammed forward, and I have a feeling for Quique Sanchez-Flores, he's already thinking ahead, because today might be a lost cause. But if any of these players want to make sure they don't go down the drain with the game, they better do something over these final 30 minutes.
Well, Benfica really on a hope and a prayer now. I don't think Jason and the Argonauts could help them here now, Phil. For all the Greek boys.
One of these guys that we just saw on the pitch talked about great promising youngsters. Well, he just entered the game. Jonathan Matias Urreta Dalus, his full name. River Plate of Montevideo, the team. Ball launched in and cleared away by David Luiz, and he was one of the big guys for River that got them up towards the top of the table. Juan Ramon Carrasco, the guy guiding his form. Urreta Vizcaya, 9 goals in 15 games for River Plate before making the jump. Again, just 18 years of age, and there you see again goal number 5.
It's another piece of masterful finishing, just adding to his impressive resume. And now gilt-edged. That one was nectar from the gods.
Foul called. Sanyev, the former Le Mans midfielder, a little frustrated, and he's probably not the only one. Well, I'm sure at some point in your career playing and coaching, you've been on both sides of this score line. From a Benfica perspective, what do you end up doing to try and, I guess, make a game of it?
Well, it's like you always say, Phil, how do you eat an elephant one bite at a time? You just got to try to see if you can claw a goal back. We said that this team in red would have to come out and gamble, and they did. But we also stated they better be careful and keep the back door locked. Well, against a team as slick and as sharp and crafty and as emphatic as Olympiakos, you run the risk doubly, and they made them pay.
Well, Galletti is going to be the first one coming out of the magic tandem for Olympiakos today.
Marvellous performance, and they are bowing to him. That was absolute an ambrosia performance by that man, and he hears the sweet noise. This was his first goal that started this wonderful juggernaut of Olympiakos heading downhill. Marvellous performance by little Galletti.
Balboa, the player that's about ready to come in. Sebastian Leto, the player that just entered for Olympiakos, actually on loan from the Reds of Liverpool, that is. So from one set of Reds to the next. There's a good look at Galletti, 31 years of age. They're going to need him again this weekend. And Balboa, well, this time just a chance to stretch the legs a bit for Javier, former Real Madrid man. Always liked him. And obviously Quique did as well as he brings him across. Pantos the hard hit.
Does Pantos have a yellow card so far?
Surprisingly, no.
Wow. Got one for this one for reckless challenge on little Rias.
Only yellow card is going to Binya, the midfielder for Benfica.
tell you what, this referee, he hasn't had a lot to do, but he's been immaculate in many, many regards.
He's pointed to the center circle with the best of them.
Yeah, but still, he's handled it nicely.
Just look at that. Ball launched inside. Benfica looking for a goal of consolation, but they're not going to get one here. There'll be a party in Paris tonight if this score does not get overturned by a miraculous comeback.
Well, like I said, I missed my Thanksgiving Day up there in Fort Lauderdale with the Zoffreys family and the Anastasios. Ex-wife Ioana looking in. They'll all be eating up their chiropitas. Save some for me.
You just want the baklava.
Chiropitas, man, they're the ones.
And here, take a look at the hit, and again is Binya. Well, he found a way to slow down Diogo.
Nasty one in his ear hole.
Savate blow. Javier Balboa. See the dreadlocks on that far side. Keep an eye on him. Another scything tackle. This one from Yevda.
It's the other Brazilian this time. Dudu. Such a good footballer for CSK in Moscow. Young lad as well. Together, a cracking team.
And say Valverde looks like a coach that has seen the game plan go to perfection.
Truly, everything's went like a dream. No big tragedy here for these boys in white tonight.
Yep, in the center of the wall. Djordjevic, almost.
It's the second time they've went for that one, disguised down the side of the wall, very close to coming off.
Nice work on the break, and they find Balboa on the far side, former Real man. The dreadlocks waving in the night here in the outskirts of Athens. Touch through for Pereira, wants it back from Yevda. Tripped up and play on. A little bit of a bump. Balboa coming back. That's really what Sanchez Flores wants to see. Wants to see some heart and some desire from this side.
I think they've demonstrated that, especially on the early going of the first half, Phil. I really don't think that Benfica played terribly badly at all. You've got to tip your hat to the men in white for capitalising so beautifully.
Leto this down, regardless.
I mean, sometimes you really do have to take your hat off to a better team, and that's what we've seen here today. It hasn't been night and day between the two clubs, but at the business end, where the games are always won, it's about goals and about taking your chances. And when you've got players like Galletti and Diogo, it's going to alter the field completely. And that man in the blue shirt, he stood up as well in the early going when the game was tight. Nikopolidis it was, who kept his fans believing and kept the scoreline down and allowed that man to build on it. Take a good look at him. You're going to hear and read and see a lot more of him.
11
Where
games.
he'll end up, I really don't know, but this type of finishing is going to alert all of the biggest clubs in world football.
11 games in the Super League, 4 goals for Olympiakos, and 2 here today on the second biggest stage in Europe. Well, speaking of the business end, para Ansas took one in the business end, and looks like he's about ready to go again.
I don't believe Diogo has been capped for Brazil so far. I think, is it one cap now?
Another foul. Down goes Reyes. Good look at Anastasios Pantos, veteran right back. And Diogo's one of those guys, and you kind of mentioned it before, coming from Mineiro and then on to Portuguesa, where he really got his pro start. Of course, that was really where he started to raise a few flags. Only played a few games over a few seasons with Portuguesa, but in 29 games with the Lusa, he scored 24 goals.
You know what his finishing reminds me of? What Brazilian? He doesn't look like him, but he reminds me in his finishing edge, in his pinpoint finishing of the great Ronaldo. He really does. The Brazilian Ronaldo, the great one, not the other one. And he's very good as well, but
different style.
Not as good as the great Brazilian, but it's just immaculate finishing, Phil.
He reminds me a little bit different on the finishing touch, the clinical precision, because again, slightly different player. When you're talking about that Ronaldo, you're talking about the speedy guy of PSV and Barcelona fame, not after the knee surgeries as much, but ball touched forward. I guess even showing a few flashes of that at Real, but it reminds me a little bit just in the touch of even Juninho. I mean, Juninho was not really known as a great goal scorer, but when he broke into the box, he knew how to put it on target.
Well, we've seen it on both ways as well from Diogo. He's seen that quickness and that deft touch to set himself up. You've seen the prowess of, that being that penalty box predator, but then the accuracy of his finishing from acute angles, it just simply doesn't get any better at all.
Under 21 international, has not yet been called up by Dunga.
Got to be on the short list for South Africa, though.
There you see offside, but again, you're talking about, and you mentioned the guy he's competing against in many ways is Alexandre Pato, who's now starting to come into his own at Milan.
Yep.
Kovacevic getting set to check in, big man up front, a tower of power in the air.
And we did a game covering AC Milan there a few weeks ago, and I'll tell you what, I know which one I would start between the two of them. Between Diogo and Pato, it would be the kid we're watching here.
Ball slammed inside, kept in play nicely. Diogo's at the spot trying to get to the end of it. Leto almost pulls it away from Keane. Of course, all props to Galletti. The one thing that Pato has is he's playing alongside Kaká, a revitalized Ronaldinho.
Good footballer, top class Pato, no question, Phil.
Still like Joe. And he's doing pretty good at Man City now. Off to the near side. Pantos into the middle. Cleared away.
Well won.
Sydney getting rid of it. Djordjevic has switched over towards the right flank. Slammed long and no one home.
It's a player we haven't really mentioned too much of, Djordjevic, and he is having a very good game as well. Avram is back.
Melbourne born. Came up through Aris Thessalonica. Hear a lot about, speaking of Djordjevic, the Serbians, the Croatians. There's quite a Greek contingent in Australia as well. Foul in the midfield. And it looks like another change. And it looks as though Diogo might be getting a break. So keeping him hungry. He's got two. And the two candidates for man of the match in Galletti and Diogo both will get the chance to enjoy this one from the bench as Darko looks to turn the lights out on Benfica.
It's great coaching as well by Ernesto Valverde, allowing his hero to hear the thundering applause, the sweet music of this. Just look at this. Calm, cool. He sets himself up. He gives himself the opportunity to take 3 looks at the net because of the sweetness of his touch. And they are ringing their applause for Diogo now. Big lad, real handful. Kovacevic, the ex-Sociedad man. He was a delight to watch in La Liga, remember, with the Turkish player Nihat Kaveci. Were a real dynamite couple. Pushing 35 now.
Darko just turned 35 about a week ago. Talked about Sociedad, but some time at Lazio, Juventus, another Red Star guy, and tossed into the mix. Sheffield Wednesday, former Owl.
Oh.
And he almost had the Owls singing on that one.
Nicely set up here by Leto. Just a little too heavy by Leto, leading on.
Leto bought for what, about $4 million by Liverpool, now loaning him out for some seasoning.
Looking well here. Good play again.
Keeps his feet into the middle of the pass, just a little bit behind Darko. And they call the bump the slight touch on Reyes.
Longer cleats and you would have had it.
Just under 20 minutes left to go on regulation. Inside for Suaso. Cleared away. Balboa tries to touch it free but can't. And Patsasoglu blasts it out to
Should have
safety.
took a swing on it there, Balboa. Inside the box. Bouncing ball. Got to take a pop.
Ansas on the far side, showing no signs of problem from that earlier kick he received. Olympiakos in the lead in the Superliga. Meanwhile, Benfica 1 point behind, surprising Le Show. 18 minutes left to go. In the middle of the park, but stripped away. Back over David Luiz. Sidney coming over. Chance for Belushi. What were you screaming? Toga at the half?
Quality player, Belushi. He's got his goal and he's really looked well. That was starting to show real flashes of why Liverpool saw so much promise in him.
Banyonios up next on Sunday for Olympiakos. And they'll take on Metalist Kharkiv next Wednesday in UEFA Cup play. Busy around the holidays for a footballer. Meanwhile, Vitória Setúbal up next at home for Benfica. They'll get a break next week, will Benfica, to lick their wounds. Marítimo next Sunday as they continue in the Liga. Nice spinning move on the far side, Leto, and finally they had to knock him down. It's one of those things, and glad we've had the chance to bring it to you here via the UEFA Cup on Goal TV, but sometimes you get so used to seeing, be it the Premiership or La Liga or the Bundesliga or Serie A, and sometimes you forget there's a whole big world of football out there that has quality.
Yeah, and some hidden gems as well, Phil. You're dead right.
Some of them in MLS and obviously some of them in Greece.
Fair comment, no question.
Congratulations to the Columbus crew.
Condolences to New York.
And who knows what's going to happen with Siggy. It's now.
Yeah, congratulations to the big man.
Oh, he deserves it. Second crown. Wasn't sexy enough, said LA. Well, he's sexy enough for Columbus and apparently Seattle.
Tremendous man. Siggy Schmidt, one of the best.
Of course, sexy and Siggy are two words that probably have not been used in too many sentences together, but successful, definitely so.
He knows his football inside out, Siggy Schmidt, and he's crafted together a wonderful Columbus team led by that little RG Shillako.
And now all the words are he's going to try and twist Martin Palermo's arm to join him again.
I'll buy a season ticket then. The Boca man.
Balboa from the flag. Cleared away. Nice work by Dudu Sierense, former CSKA midfielder. Really hasn't had much to do today. Ball blasted but wide of the target. Frustrating day for Benfica. And a big reason is Antonios Nicopolidis, 37 years of age and having shown no signs of slowing down. The other man on the front that's been causing problems for Benfica, Fernando Bellucci, now exiting. And he'll get a nice round of applause. Is it Oscar? It is. Oscar Gonzalez, the former Saragossa man. And another former guy who was shining in La Liga, Carlos Martins. Always loved watching him play. But this might be about 60 minutes too late, taking out a defensive midfielder and sticking in an attacker. So all of the wild cards have been played. Again, Oscar via the lead in Saragossa. Carlos Martins at Recre in his last stop.
Beautiful. Good possession football by Olympiakos. Oh, look out.
Ball tucked just wide, and Kim prevents goal number 6. Kovacevic. He's a poacher.
Big Darko sees it, steers it, just doesn't get enough of an angle or a bit more height. One touch to control it, makes up his mind in a nanosecond. Kim nicely deals with it.
Basically trying to use David Luiz as a screen, but Kim saw enough.
Just needed to go that little bit higher.
Djordjevic with the quick restart. There's Dudu to the back post, chested down. Play on. Touched back by Oscar. Don't count this Benfica team out, but all of a sudden things are looking a little bit better for some of their competitors. Top of the box, Suazo.
Off.
By my count, that's 4.
Well, the English bookmakers were giving an extremely generous even money for this Greek team here today, and some people with good shrewdful insight.
Any of them in this room?
Taken that investment. Not me, no, I don't gamble.
Every time you step into this booth, you gamble. 12 minutes left to go. Well, if this score holds, Galatasaray will still hold on to the top spot. Metallist threw back. And Olympiakos will have jumped from the basement to, with a game in hand, just 3 points off the lead.
Going to be a booting this.
Pantos.
Surely.
And it will be.
Pantos has been getting away with a little bit of skullduggery all game long. And he pulls Rias back, and deservedly nicely presented little present with little yellow ribbons round for Pantos.
So let me get this right. He kicks him, trips him from behind, but you exchange jerseys 15 minutes too early and you get the yellow card. Ball dropped in towards the spot. Darko there to clear it away. Big man playing some defense. Mentioned a whole bunch of other games. See if we can catch you up to date with about 10 minutes left to go. Olympiakos showing it was way too early to count them out. Ball played back. David Luiz. He's played well for a guy whose defense has given up 5 goals. Mentioned Man City over Schalke 2-0. Metallist surprising Galatasaray, which in many ways is good for Benfica because it still keeps them in striking distance, 5 points back. And for Olympiakos, it's great news, a huge win. And the league leaders, or the group leaders, were stymied. Spurs continuing their resurgence under Old Airy. Big big victory, 1-0 at Nek Nijmegen. Slavia and Celina scoreless draw. Dulu Sierense's old club, CSKA, knocking off Lech Poznan. Here's Suazo into the area, tackled away, top of the box. And I think it was Papadopoulos who just picks Suazo's pockets.
I think you're right, Phil. Avram Papadopoulos comes in and absolutely times his tackle to perfection inside the box. It's not a gamble. It's not even a calculated gamble. It's pure defensive brilliance by Avram.
Here they go again. Looking for the opening, Duduno, and out it goes.
Credit that man as well, Nikolidis. He came out as well to cover, but look at this reach-in tackle by Avram. Beautiful. And Antonios Nikolidis is insurance behind him.
Into the center of the park, off to the near side. Djordjevic saw it was going to be a little bit of a hospital ball. Oscar cutting in front, but forgot his balance along the way. Djordjevic able to haul in the ball. Down into the corner, play on. Djordjevic was waiting for the whistle.
Remember this Olympiakos team as well. You know, they were in the Champions League. They got eliminated early on. You can see the class difference, in my opinion, and it's been emphasized and advertised all the way through this game.
All switched over. Djordjevic again. The give and go was there, but playing a little bit more cautiously with a 4-goal margin.
Clean player with this ball, isn't he?
Not the speediest, but yeah, if you let the ball do the running.
Yeah, very savvy player. Another man of great experience as well. Djordjevic, 36-year-old. Highly regarded player.
Ball lifted through and a little bit of a tug.
Handball. Let's just sure that he doesn't get a yellow card here from the referee. He should. Well, they do have a basketball team.
Pretty good one.
Yeah, really.
Kept in play on the near side.
Some good basketball players come out of the Olympiakos system.
Reyes continuing to fight, but can't get anything out of it. Now a trip in the middle of the park as Balboa and Bina quickly restarted. That would have worked, I think, with Diogo, but Darko is not going to win too many foot races. But they didn't wait, so they'll get another chance. Another way, Agucho and Yewu continuing for Standard. And for how much longer? Winter transfer period right around the corner. There's a yellow card. And Standard with a lead in Belgrade against Partizan as they continue their quest for UEFA Cup glory. Trying to rouse the crowd here. Back in Lisbon, they're probably playing taps. Minya lays it off. Trying to get one more before this one's over. The cross goes awry. Balboa tracking it down on the far side as the Spaniard catches up to it. Vizcaya just ran away from it a bit. Now back for Pereira. His fellow Charrua. Pereira, one-on-one, gets the cross in, kept it in play. They slam into each other. Vizcaya and Suazo. Reyes keeps it in play. Touch back for Bina. Back for Reyes. Vizcaya in front of him. Reyes shot, but right down Main Street. And Nicopolidis able to slap it down. His 5th save. Lots of movement in front of him. But the veteran denies Reyes again. So all the substitutes on the pitch. 5-1 the score. 5 minutes left. Darko would like to add a 6th.
Well, like you say, Darko Kovacevic had a wonderfully rich career playing for some of the world's big clubs. He's a bit part player now for Olympiakos, but typical Yugoslav will run through brick walls for you all game long.
Strong run, far side Leto. Darko in the middle. The other thing is he brings something to this team that, for all the credit we give Diogo and give Leti and Belushi, none of them will exactly remind anyone of King Kong in the box. Ball chipped in, and there's going to be times where you're going to need a guy that's strong in the air, and Darko is about as good as you're going to get.
Definitely. Nice variation for Ernesto Valverde to pick from. Been a super impressive performance by Leto's men. Benfica opened up Pandora's box in the early going.
Oscar making his run. David Luiz getting rid of it. Now Vizcaya showing some wheels. The young Uruguayan chips it down the line. Now he's waiting for people to catch up. Switches field to Reyes. Settles down into the middle. Probably needed to try and take a little bit more responsibility. Good work by Vizcaya. Carlos
Absolutely.
Martins.
Yep, good bit of football that.
Villa still in play. Ribeiro dropping back though as Olympiakos comes away with it. Guardado a goal as Deportivo running away from Feyenoord today. And don't forget, a lot of this action we'll have tonight. Goal TV News, 7 o'clock Eastern, 4 Pacific. And don't forget the second edition as well. Happy Thanksgiving to everyone, even, yes, you Benfica fans. Plenty to be thankful for. Second place in the league and a good chance for another championship. Advantage never developed, so going back to the foul. In many ways, you could say this is a game that Benfica lost in the first minute, as they were caught flat-footed. Had a chance to respond, but then right after David Luiz scored, before the first half was done, Olympiakos had put it back to 3.
The Greeks have just been putting extra daylight in between them and the Eagles all game long, Phil.
Inside, Sydney.
Even the Eagles fans, I'm sure, just accept it. On the night, just by far better football inside, beat them. We made the home field advantage pay. We said this is a real cauldron of atmosphere here in Piraeus, and it's proved to be exactly that.
Victoria Bahia man Luis launching it upfield, and the frustration bubbling over on Reyes. Well, he could have gotten a yellow.
Well handled by the referee. Understands the frustration. Let's see if he's got a case. Pulling on the player. Again, one of those situations we say game in, game out. There's no need to put your arms around the player. You're going to get called and gain absolutely no advantage.
Another collision as they're playing out the string. To the 90th minute we go. Darko taking no prisoners. Good chance, Martins chipping it forward off target. Jorge Ribeiro. Reyes has help in the middle. Cross deflected.
Nicely covered. This back line's played well for the Whites.
Papadopoulos again.
Pantos, Papadopoulos, Ansas, a name that we haven't talked about too much, but he's been wonderful covering a cross of Papadopoulos. And Didier Domi being very, very staunch in defence in front of Nicopolidis.
Going at Domi again, and it's Pereira with the ball. Tripped up in the midfield, and a restart. Leto on the foul. It's another sign you have to tip the cap to Valverde. A lot of times you get that big lead, you get sloppy. Olympiakos, if anything, has gotten more disciplined as this game has gone on. Sydney moving forward. We saw Ansas keeping a close eye. Ball whipped in, deflected by Domi, cleared away briefly. Reyes trying to chip it through, but not a chance. Had help on the flank. He's claiming it was deflected.
Well, he's on loan still, I believe. Junior Reyes, his career has started to really hit the skids of late since leaving Arsenal with all the promise in the world. It just hasn't fanned out for him at all, both in Spain and now in Portugal. Just not living up to all of that promise. Good ball.
Benfica just can't get anything to go their way. Ooh. Screaming to high heaven a bit. Now it's Malboa. Viña out wide for Pereira. Gets tangled with Leto, who tries to get tricky. And they'll call the Argentine for the foul. Sanchez Flores not reacting. I think he's been stunned a bit.
What's this?
I think he sneezed. Again, it's Panionios on Sunday at this very stadium for Olympiakos. Ball slips through, back post volleyed, and again Micopolidis with the stop. His sixth of the day to deny the young Uruguayan Urreta Vizcaya.
Urreta does very well. One touch. Uruguayan has showed up very smartly. Micopolidis again, perfectly positioned. It's one of those nights for Quique Sanchez Flores.
Off the corner kick.
Nothing's gone right in front of goal for his team. And all game long, they've just been truly caught between the Silla and Charybdis.
Djordjevic off to the near side. Nice move to the middle by Oscar. Plays it square.
Here, look out.
A chance to add to their lead. Drop back, trying to find the opening. Now it's Datko. Balboa from behind. And that will do it. Stéphane Lenoir ends this contest. And there was little doubt after the first half hour. Olympiakos holding on for a 5-1 thrashing of Benfica. And here's the way things stand. The big story, even bigger than this, was Metalist upending Galatasaray, which throws Group B all into an uproar. Benfica will get the bye next week and a chance for Hertha to catch up.
Well, an over performance by the Greeks from Athens. Olympiakos were brilliant tonight. The finish were magnificent. So Kalimikta.
Back to the stadium light for Benfica and back to the drawing board as well. Olympiakos 5, Benfica 1. Happy Thanksgiving.
Goal TV News. From Monday to Friday, the latest soccer news. Stay up to the minute with all the information from the world of soccer. Right here on Goal TV News. 11 p.m. Eastern, 8 Pacific. Only on Goal TV. December on Goal TV. The year is almost over, but all the soccer action continues on Goal TV. Goal TV has the best matches as teams continue to fight for a shot at the championship in their leagues. The Camp Nou will open its doors to host the most important rivalry in Spain. Barcelona and Real Madrid will play the most anticipated game in La Liga. A new champion will be crowned in Colombia. Don't miss all the exciting action of the Colombian finals as the season comes to an end. AC Milan take on Wolfsburg as the Rossoneri look to add more silverware to their trophy case in the round of 16 of the UEFA Cup. Goal TV will also cover the Coppa Italia as the tournament moves on to its next stage heading into the new year. We'll also have a special show to share with you the best 100 goals of the year. And as usual, Goal TV will bring you a recap of the best highlights and top soccer stories of the year gone by in Goal TV News Year in Review. This December, keep it locked to Goal TV, America's first soccer channel.
Next, Goal TV News.
Push away from the turkey. Happy Thanksgiving as the UEFA Cup gets back on track. Olympiakos putting on a fireworks display at Benfica's expense.
Spanish champions Real Madrid continue to deal with injuries. Bernd Schuster forced to juggle the lineup for this weekend's trip to Getafe.
Meanwhile in South America, Internacional of Porto Alegre beating Estudiantes to take a major step towards capturing the Sudamericana crown.
And we'll go one-on-one with the man who just led the Columbus Crew to its first MLS Cup trophy, Siggy Schmidt, face-to-face. All that and plenty more coming up next on Goal TV News. Happy Thanksgiving, everyone. Alongside Phil Shane, I'm Andres Cordero, and we open up this Thanksgiving edition of Goal TV News in the UEFA Cup. Match day 3. Over in Group B, it's Olympiakos hosting Benfica at Karaiskaki Stadium in Athens. Olympiakos came in second from the bottom, but with a game in hand, Benfica were in last place with just 1 point from their first 2 games, and this won't help.